every single senior that I saw before I went into 10th kept on saying that 10th is easier than 9th. And honestly, I did not believe them until I wrote my own board exams 10th, and I realized that they were right. 10th is easier than 9th. Hello everybody, welcome to my channel or welcome back to my channel. Hi, how are you? I hope you're doing well. This is Nia and I am back with another video after so long, since my last video was about my 10th board results, and after that I just didn't have time. Honestly, I didn't have time. I just kept rescheduling this video because I was a bit nervous to talk about all of this. So yeah, hi guys, I'm back after a long time. I was uploading shorts though, if you were here, if you looked into the notification, if you have subscribed. And also please ignore my hair if it's a bit disturbing and distracting. It's because my fan is at a supersonic speed right now, because it used to be cold here just a few days ago, but now the rain has stopped and now it's suddenly hot, and I am wearing this hoodie type of shirt, so it's pretty hot in here, so just ignore my hair. Okay, so anyways, what I wanted to talk about in this video was a little bit of like an advice. I don't think it's motivation. Towards the end of the video you will understand why it's not exactly motivation. It is about the hard truth about 10th, which I want to warn about the juniors who have started 10th right now. I know that you guys already started in like maybe some March, April, or some schools even started like January. That's crazy, but so I know in June you will have probably written your first periodic exams and you're kind of getting used to 10th right now. But let me just tell you something, that you still have a long way to go, and if you think that your periodic results was exceptionally good, like you got really good marks, or maybe you even scored full marks for some subjects, and you think that if you keep this on you will get good grades in your board exam, then you are wrong. I know. So your periodic exams do matter in your school, but school exams are completely different from board exams, and I realized that when I wrote my first board exam, and I realized how different the question pattern is and how different the experience was, because my first exam unfortunately was maths, so I couldn't mess it up, it's maths, and I always have this like jitter feeling before my first exam, any type of exam, even annual exams, and right now board exams. So I was very nervous, and outside my center there was like thousands of students and thousands of parents. Like literally they were all crowding, and I was getting a bit overstimulated and nervous. And when we went to the center, it was really nervous. It wasn't like in annual examinations that happen in our school. It's completely different, and I didn't know that board exam would feel this overwhelming and heavy and pressure, because I wasn't really under that much pressure. I gave myself pressure. Of course my parents gave me a little bit of pressure to like study, it's 10th and stuff like that, and of course I took their word, but I think it was more of my pressure. I gave myself a goal that was way higher, like at the top ranks. So because of my expectations, I was in pressure of myself. So I just wanna like say one thing, that if you're getting pressured by your parents, then they are absolutely right. You should absolutely have some pressure in 10th, and I am not joking. I know many people like, why are you saying that you need to have pressure intentionally? I am saying that it's not like those unwanted or unnecessary type of pressure, like the healthy type of pressure. That is one that I want to discuss first. First we'll go into the pressure about 10th, how to handle it, how to deal with it, how to have the right amount of pressure for you to study properly. And second will be about how to prepare for your board exams from the start, from June onwards, because June has just started and your board exams will be in February. So how to start preparing for your board exams. I'm not saying for your school exams, because you can just write it down. It's not that important compared to your board exams, but I'll talk about it in a little while. And then at last I want to give a little bit of the hard truth about 10th, a little bit of motivation. So I do want you to stick to the end because this topic is going to be really hard for you to hear. I'm just going to be really blunt, and I'm going to be really bold about saying a lot of things that us English students have to go through during our 12th or 10th board exams and any type of competitive exams, even your entrance examinations. Something that you want to hear before you write those competitive exams, because I feel like a lot of students, especially after the need, everything is connected to the words that I'm going to say at the end of the video. So I do want you to stick around. I promise you it won't be disappointing. After you hear my words at the end of the video, you will definitely feel like you would want to get 500 out of 500 in board exams. That's how much confidence that I can give to you at the end of this video. So make sure you watch till the end, because I don't think any YouTuber will be this honest with you. I think there's a few YouTubers out there like my seniors. 10th Asan Hai by I don't know his name. I just saw a few videos of him. I'll just show it here. I'm sure you guys know him. He does speak of the truth, but he doesn't talk about personal things like pressure and how to pressure and like the motivation or things like that, which is a bit more intimate, a bit more like it's a bit more hard to talk about, especially in YouTube videos. And I feel like as a senior to you guys right now, I do want to talk with you because I had no one to say this to me. I mean, of course, my parents said a lot of things about this, but hearing from your parents is a completely different thing. You know, your parents are speaking in their point of view. You want someone to speak these things about you, these things from a senior or someone your age, because from your parents, when you hear these kinds of things, it feels like a scolding or more of like a lecture to you. So that's why I'm here to talk about all of these things, because a lot of students struggle with this and they score really low marks in boards just because of this, and I've seen that happen. So that's why I'm here to talk about it and let you guys have a little warning about 10th before you officially start, because I know that from starting onwards, not every student will be focused on studying. Some are still figuring out how to study 10th and all. So I'm here to show you guys how to start as well. If you feel like you're lagging behind the starting itself, don't worry, you have plenty of time. And I'm telling you, as a 10th grader who was struggling in the beginning of 10th because I did not know how to study, so I'm here to guide you, and I'll promise that after this video you will have a goal in your mind that will be about 95 and you will achieve it. And I'm going to post more videos on 10th so that you can achieve whatever goal that you have set for yourself. And I know this is a bold statement, and I will prove it to you that you can score your goal mark at the end, because I was not able to score my goal, which was 99%, which is a bit imaginative, but you know, I couldn't, and I know my mistakes, and I can warn you about it, and I can help you reach your goal because I couldn't achieve mine. So yeah, watch till the end of the video, and we're gonna start with pressure at first. Let's go. What is pressure? What kind of pressure am I talking about? Because I just kept on saying pressure. Is it pressure from your parents? How to deal with it? Well, if you have intense pressure from your parents, or I mean, of course, every single student in 10th have some kind of pressure from the parents, because of course they want their kid to do their best in the 10th board exams, and of course everyone has their expectations. But if you have more than that, like intense pressure from your parents, then I don't really know how to deal with that, because I didn't have that much pressure. But I would say the best thing is to just stay silent and just ignore them and do what you gotta do, which is study with your own method. If you think that you can score it, and if you think that your parents are nagging you too much, then just ignore them and just stay silent. Just ignore them. Arguing with them is not gonna give you anything, and it's not gonna change their mind anyway until your results come out. So just keep silent and just ignore them. So what kind of pressure am I talking about is actually pressure for yourself. And what I mean is, you have to be a bit hard on yourself on 10th, because after 10th it's gonna get more hectic, because it's not even been 1 month since 11 started and it's already hard like 11. So 11th, 12th, and then you're going to college or universities, and you're going deep into concepts and subjects which are going to be much like 10 times harder than what 10th is. And if you can't handle 10th, then you're going to struggle a lot in your upcoming classes. So that's why I want to say that you need to have some kind of pressure on yourself, like some kind of expectation to do for yourself. Like if you think you have the potential to score like 99%, 98% or 97%, then set that goal. Even if you think that no way, I didn't score that much marks in 9, how am I going to score that in 10? Don't care about that. Don't care about 9. 9 has nothing to do with 10, though it has something to do with 11, because in 11th you learn some concepts from 9th, but we don't have to care about that right now. All your focus right now should be 10, and 10, nothing from 9th matters in 10th as long as I can remember. I don't think anything major from 9th topics was taken. So if you scored less in 9th, don't worry, that is not going to affect you in 10th. So what I want to say that I had a notebook, this is my notebook, that I use for 10th for planning every single examinations or every day, like what I had to study, all the syllabus and everything. And I finished the book, this whole book that I started in like mid-9th, and yeah, I finished this book. So that's how much studying and planning I did. So basically the first thing I did when I entered 10th was to write a game plan strategy and a gentle reminder that would be that if you think that 99 and 98% is a bit imaginative, if you feel like that is such a high score, how am I gonna get that? Well, if you look at it in marks, your total marks will be out of 500, and if you score 490, that is if you lose 10 marks also, you still get 98%, and 99% is actually 495 out of 500. So even if you make 5 mistakes in all of the 5 subjects combined, you still can score 99. So if you look at the marks, if you think that you're pretty smart or you're like an average student that is a bit closer to the toppers than to the backbenchers, and you're like this kind of average, like here are the toppers, here are the middle average, and this is the backbenchers. If you're towards to here, then you might struggle, but if you're towards to this side, then you might have a chance to score 98 or 99%, and I am not joking to you. So what I thought was I could reach there like 98 or 99. So that's why I wrote here like goal 98 or 99, then marks to achieve, so that I can know what kind of marks. Because you write 6 subjects in your board exam, but you're only gonna take 5. That is the best out of 5. The 6th one is gonna be opted out of your total marks. So basically I was like, my weakest subject is maths, so I definitely wanted to put out maths. So if I look at the other subjects, I thought it was achievable, like 490 or 495 out of 500. So even if I like make mistakes in other subjects, even if you lose 10 marks in all the subjects combined, you can still score 98%, which is such a high score, right? So that's what I thought, and that's why I put up a strategies. So my first strategy was my strong subjects, the subjects that I was sure that I can get 100 or 99 or 98 out of 100, So what marks I meant, not percentage. So my strongest subjects were English, social and computer. So I thought I could get like 100 or 99 or 98 in these 3 subjects, which would put me in the top of the percentage. So if I get like 100 or 99 in all 3 of these subjects, then it's only like 1, 2, 3 marks less. So That was my first strategy, and my second strategy is that I was in like the mid. Science is not my strongest, and it's not my weakest. Like max is definitely my weakest. So I was definitely opting it out. I didn't even think of max. I mean, of course, I studied max, but I just didn't include it in my game plan. So science, I was kind of in between for it. I wasn't really that good at it, but I wasn't really that bad. So I decided to score as much mark as I can, like preferably 95 out of 100 or something like that, so that I can get 98%. Like 490 was my original goal. And then I had my language. The strategy 3 was about my language subject, which I chose. I had the language Malayalam, which is my regional language, and Malayalam, the thing is that they reduce marks for any type of spellings or anything like that. You if you want to get like 199 or something like that in Malayalam, then you have to have like a really high knowledge about it. And even though it's my regional language, it's pretty hard. Like when you're writing essays and stuff like that in Malayalam, you need to have like a better vocabulary than what we locals use. So that's why I didn't think that I could score 100 or 99 in Malayalam. So I decided to leave 2 marks out of it, like preferably 96 or 97, because for the spelling mistakes and all. So that was my 3-point strategy, which I call strategy 1, 2 and 3, and those were my game plan for scoring for my 10th. That was what I had initially planned. And I also like wrote a timetable for May, which like which was terrific. I didn't do most of them. The thing is that most of us think that we can complete the whole syllabus in our vacation time, which is May, and even our parents say that you can complete your whole syllabus in May if you just start studying from starting and all. Don't do that. Don't go for that. Okay, you're not going to finish the entire syllabus on your vacation. You might finish like reading the chapters, getting to know about the chapters from your NCRTs and all, but if you think that is enough, that is not enough for your board exam. That might be enough for your school exams, for your terms, and maybe for your pre-boards. I don't think pre-boards is a bit too much. Yeah, I don't think it's good for your pre-boards either. It's just for your school. The type of preparation that you do for your school exams, that is good, but for 10th you need to do 2 times than what you normally do. So that's where the hard tooth one comes in. So that's why I'm saying I used to write about these scores every single day, like 99, 98, 99. Like I used to put, if I didn't complete a thing, if I didn't complete a chapter or something on one day, I would write at the bottom, like you're going to fail, like really hard commentaries down there, like you're going to fail if you keep doing this, like stop ignoring the schedule, start studying or something like that at the bottom. I write it down when I forget about this, and then the next day when I open it in the morning, I'm seeing all these commentaries and I'm like, holy shit, I was hard. I was hard on myself. Holy shit. Okay, so that kind of gives me like an ego boost, I would say. I know this is not great advice, but you need some kind of motivation, and the motivation you have in the start of the 10th is probably not going to last till the end. That's why I kept on doing these commentaries and game plans and everything in this book again and again every single day, and that was the motivation that kept me until last day, because I had such motivation at the starting, like I have to score this, I have to score that, especially from my parents and everything. But by the time you reach, it's slowly, gradually starts slowing, like killing down those motivations. And I think this notebook, all my commentaries, like the harsh commentaries that I made about myself, really helped me to like push through it. So that's what I'm talking about. That's the kind of pressure, the healthy type of pressure that you need to have in order to score your set goal mark. Like whether it is 95 or even 90% or even 85%, even if you're like really bad in studies, even if your goal is 85%, you need to have some kind of motivation, some kind of discipline in your life to score it. And I'm not kidding, your board exam can be hard or can be easy, or it can be in the between. You can never predict it. And thank goodness my 10 board exams, the papers I received, I know that for some states the maths exam was hard, the science exam was kind of hard and all, but luckily for me I got a bit more moderate single kind of papers. So you can never predict what kind of papers you get, so you need to have some kind of pressure to yourself. And I'm saying this, be hard on yourself or else you're going to regret it. Okay, be hard. Okay, be hard on yourself. You're not going hard on anyone else, right? This is for you. Do it for yourself. Don't think about your parents or your friends, or I do this or that because of my relatives or anything like that. Think about yourself. What score do you want? Do you want to achieve that? Then go study. Why are you even watching this video? If you want to achieve above 95 marks, if your goal is 97, 98, 99, or even 500 out of 500, if you're that good in studies, then why are you watching this video? You shouldn't even be watching this video. You should be studying. You know why? And not just reading your text or reading your notebooks. You should be solving papers. You should be solving the PYQs or the sample papers from last years and the previous years. That's what you should be doing, instead of whining over and watching these YouTube videos and commenting on them. Whoever likes this comment will get 95% in board. Those are all stupid and ridiculous. Stop doing things like that and start working, start studying. This is just June, and by the time of November, if you start from now, by November, you'll be like a master in 10. You will have the concepts in your mind rolling down. That's how good you're gonna get it to 10, because 10 is easier than 9. It's way easier, guys. I'm saying this as a person who struggled in 9, because 9 concepts was so hard. I was like, what the heck is this? It was that kind of hard, and I thought, if this is hard, then how am I gonna handle 10th, you know? But when I came into 10th, I realized that it was so much more easier, so much more calmer than what I studied in 9. So I'm saying this, guys, it's not that tough. I'm telling you, I'm not kidding. It might seem a bit hard at the first, but in the later chapters, it's gonna get easier. That's the thing, it's gonna get easier. So if you study the first few chapters really well, then you won't even have to look at it in November. That's how good your conceptual matters against the subjects will be. So start studying, guys. I'm not kidding, okay? Watching all these videos like how to score 95% in the last 2 months, how to start studying and things like that. Stop watching videos like that and actually start studying. There's nothing you can do, okay? There is like no shortcut to it. You have to work for it, and studying in the last minute is not gonna happen in depth, okay? If you study the night before, you're not gonna pass your tomorrow exam. And I am not kidding. You won't even finish if you like start studying the previous night, because that's how much syllabus you have in 10, and a lot of extra things that you have learned as well in board exams, because they do not just rely on a textbook, they have outside questions as well. You need to practice those as well. 10 is easy when we base it on syllabus, but the board exam, the question papers that the board prepares for us, is a little bit challenging for us when we just study the NCERT. So the most important part is that you need to focus on PYQs, sample papers, previous papers, and outside papers rather than just relying on the exercises and the questions in the textbooks. Those are just the basic or the elementary concepts or questions that you can get in the board exams. Those rarely appear. So what I would suggest is PYQs and sample papers. And this is all pressure. Like, look at how I'm talking to you. You need to have some kind of pressure that this is not enough. This is not enough. What you're doing right now is not enough. You need to do 10 times harder, 2 times harder, 30, 40, 50 times more than what you usually do. So, going on to the second topic, while ending this like this, the second topic is how to start 10 properly and strategically. Let's go. So, how to start 10 strategically? That was what I was trying to say. So what I did was I planned my days beforehand. My days meaning a week. So what I did was, there is 6 subjects, right? So in a week we have 7 days. So that leaves one extra day, which is probably Sunday, and we'll have the Sunday for your extra time, your leisure time, or to study any backlog. So that's what I did. Each day I divided it into each subject. So I started with a subject that I liked. So the first one was computer, and I know it's not everyone's favorite subject, but it's my favorite subject. So I started with something that I liked on a Monday, because during Mondays you're not really motivated. It's the first day of school and you're blah 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 blah. You're like that in school. So something that when you get home you want to see, you want to study something that you like, right? So that's why I chose computer. Choose whatever you want. So the first day, Monday, would be computer, and then Tuesday would be something a bit more hard, something like the average subjects, or something your weak subjects. But I wouldn't go straight with maths because that is my weak subject personally. So what I went with is computer, and then I went on to study science. Science is in my moderate, so computer, science. And then Wednesdays, I actually didn't really have time on Wednesdays in the evening because I had other classes. But for you guys, I'm saying if I had my Wednesdays, I would have studied English, which is easy. So we're going easy, moderate, or hard to easy. And then on Thursday I had social, which is kind of easy for me, kind of hard. It's a lot to study. That's why Thursday is like a happy day for me, so I chose something that is easy. So computer, science, English, social. And then Friday I had maths, which is my weakest. So I would suggest studying your weakest subject at the end, at Friday or Saturday. And then Saturday, Sunday, you can do the backlogs, which is in all these days. If you had an emergency, if you had to go outside, if you had some kind of programs, or if you got late, if some kind of emergency is happening these days and you couldn't study a particular topic, a particular chapter, or you missed the whole day, then Saturdays and Sundays you can use those days to study the backlogs that you had done. And by this whole 1 week you should be done with whatever chapter is going on in your school. So basically, if the first chapter of a particular subject is still going on, by Sunday that chapter should be done for you. Even if your school isn't done, study it by YouTube or your tuition classes. Study it through them and finish it by Sunday. And by the time school ends with that chapter, you can do questions and papers based on it, and then you are confident about that chapter, is what I'm saying. Finish a little earlier than your school is what I'm trying to say, because your school is definitely going to be a bit behind. So just go a bit ahead of them, So that's why I say that this schedule is perfect, and it can be used for any type of subject, any type of exam. This is what I did for my 10th, and I'm doing the same thing for 11th as well. I mean, not the subjects, my 11th subjects, because I don't know how to study I don't like studying 2 to 3 subjects in a single day. I like to focus on one subject itself, and I feel like when you focus on one subject itself for a day, it brings a lot of focus, and you understand concept without getting all these one side you doing maths, and then next you went to theory, social, and then you study English. Everything's all jumbled in your mind. If you do one subject at each day, then it's gonna be easier for your brain to process through all the concepts, and it stays in your mind longer. So that's why I say that this method is proven, because I got good marks because of this method. If I didn't do this, I would have probably failed in my school exams, literally. That's why I'm saying this schedule is so powerful, and that's why I'm recommending it to you guys, because this thing works. I swear it really works. So that's what I would say to start your 10. What I really wanted to say is that a little bit of an extra thing that you have to do when you start 10. So what is it exactly? Let me tell you. So when you start 10 and when you're going to do all of these, if you don't have any backlogs on Sundays and Saturdays, what I would recommend is start doing PYQs, previous year question papers, and sample papers, because I really did regret this one thing that I didn't do in my 10th, which is doing PYQs and sample papers early on, like July, August. I wouldn't say you need to start doing those in June itself, because it's going to be a little hard to solve. I would say like start from July and August and all, start solving papers, because there's a lot of papers. Okay, there's a lot of papers online as well if you don't have any from your seniors. I had a lot of papers from my senior who gave me a shit ton of papers, and I am so thankful to her for giving all these papers. But like I was not able to do every single one of them, but I was able to do a few, and it was helpful. But mainly I solved papers from online, which I have. If you need any old papers, like digital papers, you can DM me on my Instagram. I'll put it here or in my description. So just DM me in my Instagram, and I swear I will reply. Don't worry. If you DM me on my school hours, then I might not reply. Or when I get back, I will definitely reply. So don't worry. I have papers for each subject. And for language, I have Malayalam. I don't have Hindi or other languages, so don't ask me for that. But I have every single subject previous year papers from 2011, I think, from 2011 till 2025, from both the Delhi set and outside Delhi set. So total 6 papers per year. I have all the 6 papers from 2011 to 2025, and I would recommend solving those papers. So to you, I will recommend from 2012 to 2026. That includes my papers as well. So if you want to have any of these papers, just DM me on my Instagram, and I will send it to you for free, of course. You don't have to do anything, you know, pay me or anything. But I think it's really helpful, and I will recommend solving the 2016 paper. Yeah, both the Delhi and the outside Delhi. So total 6 papers of the 2016 year, because that thing is so freaking hard, and I'm not kidding. But especially the maths paper, I took that paper for the first time, and when I solved it, I was like, what the heck is this? Because I've never seen this type of questions in my NCERT or any other paper, and it was so hard. And then I looked online, and then a lot of people were saying that 2016 and previous 2004 or something. So 2016 was one of the hardest papers of CBSE. And you know, I was going to write my board exams at that time, and I'm writing it in 2026, like exactly 10 years later. So some had some speculations that since 2016 was hard, that 2026 was also going to be hard like that, and I was kind of freaking out, because if I had the 2016 paper, then I would have failed. Seriously, I couldn't solve a single question on my own without looking at some kind of reference book or YouTube or Google or something like that, because it is so hard. So I would definitely recommend solving the 2016 paper. If you solve it, then you're a genius, man, because that is so hard. I struggled with it so bad. So if you solve those kinds of papers, I'm sure you'll have the confidence to solve board exams. If you can solve that, then you can solve anything in board exams that is going to come for you. Alright, it's because that is so hard. I would suggest solving. If you want the 2016 paper, also do DM me. I will give it to you. I have the paper. So yeah, that is how I would want to start 10th if I could go back, which is start doing a schedule like the schedule that I described earlier, and also start doing PYQs and sample papers. Don't forget about sample papers, which are available in the CBSE website. Not all the years are here, but 2026, which is my paper, and 2025 is available in the CBSE official website, so you can take from there and start doing those papers. And sample papers usually come, sample papers usually come for your pre-boards. And one of the sample papers, I think in in social and science, I saw some questions in my sample paper, and when I wrote my pre-boards, that same exact questions came. So I would suggest doing sample papers as well along with your PYQs. So yeah, that is how I want my juniors, and how I want you to start your 10th, because I assure you this will really help you. Solving PYQs and papers is the most important thing in 10th. buying all these reference books and doing all those question banks, those are good, but I wouldn't really recommend it. I would recommend you rather solving papers than those books, because I bought those books and it was kind of useless for me. So stop wasting your money and start getting these papers which are available free online, and also from me. If you are not able to get it for free, just ask me, I will give it to you. Just DM me, alright, not in YouTube or something, in Instagram DM me and I will give it to you for free, because I want to help you guys, alright. So yeah, it's available for free and you can do these papers with absolutely no worries at all. So stop wasting your money on books like Word, question banks, books and all. So start solving papers instead of books. So that's how I want you to start then. And now we're done with the second topic and we'll move on with the third topic, which is the hard truth and motivation that will drive you to your goal. So let's go! The hard truth about it and your intense motivation, especially from me. So let me show you something which might shock you, but these are all the previous papers that I have from my senior, from my school. And yeah, I can't even hold it. So if you just think about it, there are even periodic examination question papers here. So these are like one paper question paper. Each one paper here is a question paper from all 6 subjects. I can't even count them. I didn't even count them because that's a lot. This is just look at how many pages they are, all of them combined, all 6 of them, and I didn't complete every single one of them, of course, because this is way too much, but I definitely did a few of them and these helped me a lot. Previous year question papers and sample papers will get you marks in board exams. These kinds of books, reference books, word, question bank books, those are not going to get you anywhere. These papers, this bulk of paper, yeah, they're going to get you. And if you solve every single one of these kinds of papers, you'll get 500 out of 500. And I can assure you that you will. So I have papers, wow, I just put them out and shake the camera, but I have these papers digitally as well. So if you want any of them, DM me on my Instagram, I will give it to you for free. Alright? Thanks. Another set of papers I want to show you. It's been late. Okay. So I'm an average student in maths, and I've told this before, and I've always scored below 90 if you take it out of 100. Even though you write exams out of 80, I'm saying this out of 100, everything in 100. Okay, so I always score very less, and I don't know why. Even when I understand the concepts, when I write the exams, I just love smarts, you know. I have no idea how that happens. So I really wanted to do good in 10. So I practiced again and again and again and again all throughout the year, and I still got the same mark that I used to get. I was very disappointed, yes. That's why when my board exam results came out, when in my previous video when I shared my results with you guys, I was disappointed. It was mainly because of my maths, because I practiced so hard, I studied so hard. I did over 2,000 questions on maths itself. Each one of them is a book of 240 pages. So this is book number 1, and like this I have this like like plain books, and I've done questions in here in very bad handwriting because this is just for practice, and I have filled every single one of the 240 pages for over 9 books, 9 bulky books, and all of this is just max questions. I haven't done a single science or anything in here. I've done those in other books. This is just max. And as a below average, I'm not even average in max. In max, by the way, my weakest subject. As a student, below average, so bad at max. I did this many questions, over 2,000 questions if I'm not wrong. Look at all these pages, there's just so many. Look at that. I've done all these pages contain at least a question. Like each page contains 5 questions or so, I'm not very sure. Every single page of this was blank, and now it is filled with questions and answers of max. Just max. And I wanted to show you guys this, that's why I didn't really throw it out after my board exams was done. So I just want to say that I did so much, right? I did so much of these books. I practiced so much, but I still got less marks. And that is the harsh truth. If you're a below average student, you have to start from June. Just so you know, I didn't start these in June, by the way. Okay, another shocking thing that I did all of these papers from, okay, so the first and the second book I started in my special classes, and these both lasted me till August. So that's how little of questions I did. And from August onwards, I did this many question papers till February. So basically saying, what I wanted to say is that all of this and all, sorry, my bad, and all of this for a below average student might not be enough. But if you are an average student and you're doing this much practice, you will be above the toppers. If you are an average student, okay, if you do this much practice for your 10th board from June, not from August, not from November, not from your pre-boards, from June, you can score 99, 98 or even 500 out of 500 in your board exam, and I can confidently and absolutely assure you of it. I am confident you will score good marks if you put in this much effort for each subject, even computer, your extra subject, even those. Every single subject, put this much effort. Okay? Yeah? I hope you got it. I'm being serious. I'm not joking at all. I'm serious. Then, if you look at it from a distance, this is too hard, I won't score good marks in board. You will. You can. Have some trust in yourself, you know. Have some confidence that you can be the toppers in your school, that you can be the topper of your school. Start studying, start practicing, start doing question papers, tons of them, again and again. Do the questions that you don't understand 20 times, 50 times, 60 times, 100 times. Do it until it is like a memory, until you can do it even when you're eating, even when you're sleeping. You need to do it now. Instead of watching videos for getting motivation, instead of watching videos like mine, even this, start studying, start practicing, start filling out books with questions and questions and questions. Start doing papers and papers and papers. If you have 6 subjects and there's only months, don't look at the year, you're only months away from your board exam. Start studying seriously, alright? I've seen so many students just not practicing, not studying, just lagging behind because they think they're not going to score good marks. Who said you can't? Maybe you can in 10th. All this time you got E, F, D, C. But in 10th, what if you practice like this? What if you can get A plus, 99, 98, 500 out of 500? What if you can do that? If you practice like this, you can and you will. because you're gonna start from June, unlike me who started late. Instead of just lazing around, instead of just laying around, instead of saying, oh, she's gonna be the topper, of course, and why should I take the effort? You need to take the effort. Maybe what if she or he falls down midway? What if in that time you can get up? You can. If you think that you've got very less marks in your periodic exam or just the exam or the school test or the score, if you've scored even 0, if you've got no results, keep working. If you've got bad results, keep working. If you've got good results, keep working. Because your goal isn't getting good marks in your school exams or school tests or in your pre-boards. Your goal is to get 99, 98, 97, 96, 95, 500 out of 500 in your board exams. This is not enough. If you've got good results, that is not enough. You need to get a perfect score. You need to push yourself harder, work harder, study harder. Instead of watching YouTube videos that gives you more motivation, why don't you start studying? There is no other easy way. No technique is going to get you there. No Pomodoro technique, no Feynman technique. Nothing is going to get you there. You need to study. That is the only way. Studying. You have no other way. You have to memorize things. Maybe you have to buy hard things. Maybe you have to do problems. You have to do it. There is no other shortcut, no other technique. Nothing is going to work. I've tried all of this. Nothing works. But do you know what does? Working consistently. Working even when you're tired. Working even if you've got good results. Working even if you've got bad results. Working even when you get a 0. Even when you get no results. When you keep working, that is what is going to get you a good mark in your board exams. Keep that in mind. Alright? This is coming from someone who would have done this. Nobody was there to tell me this. My parents were telling me all of this in their own way, but it felt like a lecture. It felt like a scolding to me. But coming this from someone almost your age, I'm telling you the truth, guys. There is no other way, no technique, no study methods, nothing in YouTube or Instagram is going to help you. But you do know what is? Studying on your own, pushing yourself harder, studying with concepts, using YouTube for the teachers that are available on YouTube, for learning those chapters, with using the teachers on Instagram and YouTube, instead of all these seniors and all talking about all these techniques. Use this, use that, use this book, use that book. Ignore all those. Study on your own. You don't even need books. You only need question papers that are free online. Take it, study it, practice questions, do it, start doing it from now on. If you think you can do practice questions and PYQs in November or your pre-boards, I thought about it myself. I couldn't finish it. There were so much more papers, more than you can imagine. So start doing it from now on. That is your only way. Alright, I hope you guys found my advice genuine and hard as I intended it to be. I hope you got the idea, and I hope that you stop enjoying too much and actually start working. Alright, I'll see you in the next video. And if you're thinking what next video when I just said to not watch YouTube, well, my next video is gonna be about each subject. Alright, I'm gonna start telling you how to study. I'm basically gonna be one of those teachers on YouTube. I'm gonna tell you how to study each topic. Alright, and I'm gonna start with social first because a lot of people are struggling with it. So it's gonna be a series, basically like a series. So I'm going to start with social, and I'm going to tell you exactly how you can get 100 out of 100 in each subject. That is what the next 6 YouTube videos of mine are going to be, to help you guys get 100 out of 100 in each of them, including maths. So I'll see you there.